So.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to John Sinclair TV, back again, and I've got a Danish Toon fan, and it's Lasse. Lasse, how to you, mate?
Yeah, I'm with you here. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine, especially after yesterday's win. So I'm all good. Yeah.
Fantastic. And welcome to Lasse Nielsen, chairman of the Toons of Denmark, Newcastle United's official Danish fan club. Hear about his origins and supporting this club. We all live his thoughts on the current squad. We're going to come on to that in a bit. And guys, if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, like the super chat is open. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And also as well, guys, my channel is partnered by Tofts partnership, and also we deal with shirts, free shirts, and 1920 Newcastle shirt, also 1927 match title winning shirt, and retro 1995 Newcastle Entertainment shirt as well. All cost £65, and if you like to buy one, if you use JSTV 15, and you can get 15% off your order as well. So do go onto the Tofts.com website for that as well. Got one for Leslie. Hi to you, and welcome to Lasse. Thank you very much indeed for that one. Please like and subscribe, and also if you'd like to super chats, like I said as well, if you do become a member, then it's 99p and a chance of winning the £50 NFC e-voucher as well. So Lasse, if you'd like to tell the viewers about yourself, how you become a Newcastle fan, and tell us all about it, mate.
Yeah, I've been Newcastle fan since 1994, when I was around 10, 11 years old. I can't even quite remember how I became Newcastle fan, but it had to be on telly when I watched football with my dad. I assume I watched a game they probably won, and then I think I fell in love with the black and white stripes. So yeah, I've been following Newcastle since then. And I became officially member in the Danish support club in 94 too. And I've been chairman for the last 6-7 years. So yeah, it's good times now, but of course it's been some tough years over the last 10-15 years. So
yeah. Fantastic.
I'm 40 years old, and I live in Denmark, and I have two girls, one on 10 and one in 11 years old. So yeah, I have enough to see.
Cool stuff. And how big is Newcastle United in Denmark? The fan base, the supporters club, how big is it in Denmark?
It's not so big in Denmark. We have, in Toons of Denmark, we have around 1,100 members. There is some other fan clubs around Denmark, in Copenhagen, and but I think we're around 2,500 official members in Denmark. So it's not so big, but probably it will come in the coming years. So
Yeah, let's hope we win some trophies as well.
Yeah,
We had a famous Newcastle player called John Dara Thomason way back in the late 90s under Kenny
yeah.
Dalglish. It hasn't worked out for him. And can you tell us, the viewers, why it hasn't worked out for John Dara Thomason, now manager of Blackburn Rovers? And is it because he moved to Newcastle too young?
I don't think it has anything to do with his age. I just think he played in the wrong position, because he played the front nine when Shearer was injured, and it's not his position. He's more, you can, I don't know which, Joe Ellington back at a fake nine. So he's more behind the striker. So he wasn't played in the right position. So it was difficult, and of course he was young at that time. But I think it's the biggest reason why he didn't was the success was because of the position he played.
Yeah, it's a shame really, because he's gone on to be a success at AC Milan as well, winning Champions League, and he's won titles as well. And
Yeah,
it's a shame, like, but and if he came to Newcastle now under Eddie Howe, in my opinion, I think he would have been a world-class player. In my opinion, under Eddie
true.
Howe, I
Yeah,
think he would have been absolutely fantastic.
I agree with you. Yeah,
So yeah, so if you go to the latest news, Joachim Andersen plays for Crystal Palace. He's a Danish international as well. There's been links of him being linked to Newcastle United about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, and
yeah.
his name's been mentioned. And what are they saying over in Denmark about his future at Crystal Palace? Obviously, I think he's happy there. What do you think is his future?
I think he's happy in London, but of course he wouldn't reject the possible move to Newcastle if it was possible for him, because he's a world class defender, and his mental way and his physical, and he had a good left foot, and he's a fantastic defender. And I'm 100% that he will move to Newcastle if it's possible for him, because it's a bigger club, and of course the money and the Champions League, and to play in the top of league is something he would dream of. I know that, but yeah, I don't know how official the offer is, but I hope it would be good for the Newcastle fans here in Denmark if a Danish player joins the club. It would be, yeah, more in the
Absolutely.
media and more. Yeah,
Yeah, Højlund would have been fantastic for Newcastle United. 6'3", plays for Atalanta, but obviously he's moved to Man United. But 20 years
yeah.
old, but that's another time. And guys, if you've got any questions for Lasse, please fire away. He's happy to answer you any question as well. From Denmark, he's a good guy as well. Good afternoon to Alan Liddle. Hi to Alan. You're buzzing yesterday. Good for you. I hope you're great. And how are we doing, guys? Good day, John, Lassie, and Les. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for that, Jimmy. And good afternoon to Jules as well. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And Jimmy, thank you so much for your donation, my guy. I really appreciate that. £14.99 Aussie dollars as well. Appreciate that. Epic game by the Toon last night. Can't get over Bruno's loom at Tonali after 3 free passes. How are you doing that, kid? Great game by everyone on the pitch. This season is going to be amazing. We're going to talk about yesterday's game in a bit as well. And let's go on to more comments. And thanks again, Jimmy. Not in Les, not available in Australia, even pay VPN, but still wasn't able to watch it UK Amazon as well. And thank you for Thomas. And saying hi to everyone in the chat as well. Get these questions coming in, please, as well. So, Thomas, we're going to talk about Eddie Howe when he took over over Newcastle United. Did you thought at your time it was the right choice? What were we saying in Denmark about Eddie Howe's appointment?
Yeah, we didn't talk that much about Eddie Howe because not many people knew him that well, because he only managed some small club Bournemouth. But of course they thought we needed a bigger name, like Emery or something. But of course people were skeptical about it. But yeah, you can say right now they aren't. But Of course, everybody, including myself, thought that we would get a bigger name. And I had my doubts too about Eddie Howe. I liked the way he played, and I liked his personality. But of course, I thought at that time it would be a short-term solution on the manager, because he was used to fight in the bottom of the table, and in that sense, it was good signing him, because signing a top manager could be difficult to handle a club in that type of crisis we were at that time. But right now, everybody is happy, and yeah, I think he's a long-term solution for us too. I think everybody thinks that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, when Eddie Howe was appointed as manager, for my opinion, I thought it was a good appointment for me. We had to get someone in there. I know people are expecting a world-class manager like Unai Emery and Diego Simeone. We was never going to get those kind of managers yet, because you're not in a position to get those kind of managers yet. But I thought Eddie Howe was a fantastic appointment at the time. Young manager, hungry manager, took you out of the game, and he comes in and he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, really, really impressive, and especially the way he can handle, I can say, the top players. You never heard about anything, any disharmony in the dressing room. Everybody is happy. If you sit on the bench, or if you play in the starting 11, you never hear anything, and everybody seems happy, and he really got the dressing room, and I'm quite impressed with the way he handled everything, and the media too. And you never, it's perfect. We can just focus on the football and all the back stuff, instead of the manager saying all kind of stupid things to the media. And it's nice to have a nice person who really got the dressing room and seemed to be the long-term solution for us.
Yeah. Thomas has got a comment in for you, Lasse. How about we announce our British fans through the relevant English YouTube channels like John's when Toons of Denmark fly into Toon, and then arrange meetups for pre-match, etc. Do you know what? I would love that anytime soon, because I do vlogs outside St James's Park. I'll go to matches, interviews. I'll go to Shiva Bar. That's why I normally do me contents as well, and I'll do inside stadiums as well. It's out there. Check it out. I mean, what do you think of that one, Lasse?
It would be fantastic to meet you or join you and have some good conversations together. And it would be nice. And of course we try to arrange a couple of tours to Newcastle here in this season. So it'd be fun to meet some of you.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd love to come to Denmark myself as well. Like, go over to Denmark and do a couple of contents over there as well from Copenhagen. Is that where you're from, Copenhagen?
Yeah, Copenhagen. Yeah, it's a fantastic town, and so we can arrange that. It could be perfect with a big match or something, and meet up and have the social things with the fans and trying to make a togetherness in Denmark. That's what our aim is in Toons of Denmark. So it wouldn't be nice to have the kind of you telling some inside stories and some good gossip stories from Newcastle. It would be perfect.
Fantastic. You're able to see Tyneside Life and Adam Pearson as well, or Main Chance as well, Newcastle Fans TV as well, and others too. Alan, question for you, and as Ashley Lasse, not Thomas, by the way. I think he might have spoken to you two guys as well. But where do you think we'll finish at the end of the season as for the Chuckle brothers, Neville and Carragher? That have written off. How wrong are they? I mean, for me, I'm sick and tired of people like Carragher and Neville being negative against Newcastle United. And Jerry Carragher, for that matter, I'm going to tell you what he said about Sandro Tonali in a bit, yeah? But where do you think we'll finish, my guy?
I think I'm quite sure we'll finish in top 4. I think we're, of course it's had the Champions League is a major thing too, but I'm quite sure we will end in top 4. I hope for top 3 this year, and then have a good run in the Champions League, go through from the group stage, and then let's see who we met in in the stages,
know what it is.
there.
Yeah, I've been seeing Jamie Redknapp's comments well, saying that Sandro Tonali. I mean, what he said. He basically said that he was struggling to be in the Premier League, and then after the game, he said he's been a star performer. Yeah, I mean, some of these people don't know what they're talking about. Do you know what I mean? They just love being negative against Newcastle United. That's number one. And secondly, we have to prove them wrong. And I've got us down for 3rd this season. I really think we could go under that radar, doing our business quietly, playing our game quietly, and then we're going to hit 3rd. We are going to surprise a lot of clubs again, because now these top 6, so-called big 6, are scared of us. They really are.
Yeah,
we're catching them.
True. And after yesterday's performance, Tonali was 100% man of the match. He was perfect. He was all over the place, and he had a foot in, was it in 4 goals? He had an assist or 3rd foot on. He was fantastic, and in the preseason, I was really impressed with all our young guns in reserves. Alex Murphy, Andersen, Louis Miley. They really stepped up, and I was a little scared that we didn't have the depth in our squad, but I don't think we need to buy all those big stars, and I think we have a good squad. Of course, I think we need center back, left back, maybe a new striker, because of, you see, the injury history in Callum Wilson. We need a 3rd striker, but otherwise, I think it's a great squad we got. Really.
Yeah. Fair, good comment there. Hi Jimmy. Eddie's perfect for us, to be fair. Loves calmness in interviews and is so involved in wanting to get everything out of himself and his players. Wrapped ears ours. Jimmy, Eddie's going to be at Newcastle for a long, long time. Simple as that. And I think we'll take 5th, but of course I'm hoping for higher players than that. And that'd be great. Thomas, plus a cup run as well. I mean, as a fan, can he see us winning a cup this season? Can he honestly see us winning a cup?
It would be absolutely amazing if we can get a cup this year. I think they'll push even harder to get a trophy this year. And of course, Champions League is too high right now, I think. But of course, a FA Cup or League Cup would be a possible trophy for us this season. I still think Premier League is maybe 1-2 years in front of us, but of course we can push for the top, and I think we can end with the trophy this year. I really hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so. We're going to talk about Tonali in a bit as well. I mean, let's go on and talk to Alan as well. Man City, will we worried to play us? Then Liverpool, bring them on. I spoke to Adam Pearson yesterday, and he's one of the YouTube as well, one of the biggest name, and asked that same question: should we be scared of Man City? And he said, no, why should we? Should we go to the Etihad and be scared of Man City? For me, I don't think we should. You shouldn't be scared.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't think we have to be scared at any place we're going. We play some fantastic football. Our games against City last year was amazing, and we can compare with them. And especially here in the start of the season, where they lost some Gundogan and Mahrez and those kind of players, and they just have to get their feet right and find the place. So I think right now we're in a better place to face them than in 2 months, I think. So we don't have to be scared of them or Liverpool or anyone. And in the same in Champions League, I'm not afraid of any club. Of course, it would be difficult to face Real Madrid, Barcelona, you name it. But I'm not afraid. I'm not scared to meet anyone of those clubs. I think we have a fantastic squad.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And you know what it is? I think we're going to get better. If we just get a left back in and get a centre back in, then that'd be a perfect window in my eyes. I like Dan Burn a lot, but we definitely still need a left back. I mean, Kieran Tierney will be fantastic for Newcastle United, but it looks like he's going to go off to Sociedad. Should we be going to Arsenal saying, right, we take him on a season-long loan and then make it a permanent buy? I think Tierney would be fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. Or Theo Hernandez or some of the Italian players they mentioned in the media. But definitely we need a left back, because you can see it yesterday against Diaby. He was slow. He couldn't mix it. And if we meet some other players with that pace and speed, it's I think he will struggle, but he do a great job. But we need a better left back in the long term.
Yeah, definitely. Let's listen. Liverpool making a lot of noise in interviews. Let's see if it's all just hot air. Do you know what? We got them in 2 weeks' time. I hope we absolutely smash them. I don't particularly like them, to be fair. Sorry, Doug, if you're listening, but for me, this is the team we want to beat. And Jurgen Klopp, I don't like him at all whatsoever. I really don't. And I just think he's arrogant, two-faced. And bring it on. They're no one's making the noises. We're the ones he's got to deliver.
Yeah, of course. All the pressure is on Liverpool and Klopp, because, like we talk about, Eddie Howe is so calm. He's he doesn't argue, and he doesn't come with any complaints or things in the media. And Klopp, we don't have those money to compete with Newcastle and City and blah blah blah. So he put a pressure on himself and Liverpool, and I think we can relax when we play them and just do our job. And then I really hope we can beat Liverpool.
There's no better team to absolutely smash. Do you know what I mean? That's just, for me, I mean, I'd love to beat them all the way. And I mean all the way, because I tell you what, if we beat them on 2 weeks Sunday, Lassie, I tell you something, that'll send out a statement. And then people have to look up and say, yo, we want to beat this. We're going to go all the way. I mean, when we look at it, right? I mean, you touch on Declan Rice. Well, not Declan Rice, on, Casado, who? Declan, who? Yeah, no one hasn't been talking about Sandro Tonali. This guy, they need to sit up and take notice now, because he's going to make some noise in the Premier League. He is every yesterday. 10 out of 10 for me yesterday. 100%.
I don't understand why Casado or Rice is £100 million plus, and Tonali is £55 million. I can't understand that, and but let them do their talk, and then Tonali and Newcastle will show it on the pitch, and then just smash them on the pitch.
100%. I mean, Casado, 110 million quid. Declan Rice, 105 million quid. Sandro Tonali, 52 mil. My God, who's got a better deal? Who's got a better deal? And you know what? It just goes to show that, if you go out there and you put the money up and it's the right money, then you're going to get that player. It's as simple as that, yeah? But Tonali, today's money, he'd be worth 150 mil today. I'm telling you, he ain't for sale. No way.
Yeah, because I heard, was it City who want to buy Paqueta from West Ham? And I think it was over 100 million too, and it's crazy. It's
crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't care if we play our game we stretch any side over 90 minutes. I've never seen a Mags team with so much run over the distance. Add that to the depth we have. Will be feared. And touching on that, good point, Joe. Touching on that, right? If you look at the squad depth now, do you think you got a stronger squad depth now that we did last season? You got players like Harvey Barnes, Elliot Anderson, yeah, Sean Longstaff, Callum Wilson, Jamal Lascelles, Jacob Murphy. Stronger squad depth we can bring on the pitch to make a diff.
Absolutely, and I think Anthony Gordon too. He's like a new player for us too, and I think the Harvey Barnes Gordon, it's a perfect match on the left side, and of course I'm a little split about the Diaby Harvey Barnes. It looked like we want to sign Harvey Barnes and not Diaby, but yeah, it's difficult to know, of course, how big he will be, but he looks good after he came on yesterday, Harvey Barnes. But I don't know if he's better than Diaby, but it looks like they know which kind of players they want, and of course, Harvey Barnes is a harder working midfielder than Diaby. If we talk around 90 minutes on the pitch, Diaby, he's just like Maximin, who is good in maybe 30 minutes in a game, but I think in 90 minutes, Harvey Barnes is a fantastic signing, and he was brilliant yesterday when he came on.
100%. Alan said, our midfield and strike force is better than Liverpool. For me, I hope they finish mid-table. I tell you what, Darwin Núñez, that guy's improved. He will improve this season. Take him out of the team and Mo Salah. Otherwise, what will happen is Liverpool, they don't look like a team that's going to win the title or qualify for Champions League, but they've been lucky because at the end of the day, it's a transformation season for them as well. And let's chat to Jim. Generous Alan to Les as well. I want to talk about a player who I admire as well. I mean, who's going to come great as Isak. This guy has been absolutely fantastic yesterday. He had a great game yesterday, and he's just going to get better. He's only 23.
He's getting better and better every game, and he can do everything with the ball, and he's got a great physical, and he just remove all the defenders when he face them. He's got a great pace, and his speed, and you can see his finish. Was it a 3-1 goal where he's just chipped it over Martinez? He's absolutely fantastic, and he just work on all 90 minutes. He's just he fight for every ball and had a good vision for his play, for the players, and he's just fantastic.
He is. I mean, 63 million quid gets to it as well. And if you look at Alan's comments, Villa's goalkeeper shouldn't have been sent off. The ref was a disgrace. The ref was a disgrace, you're right, Alan. But I watched it again. For me, that is not a sending off offence, because when he tried to round Martinez, right, if he have done, then even if it's impossible to score from there, number one, we know he has got a right foot, but at the end of the day, right, they had to play on the line, number one, and secondly, I couldn't see him scoring from there.
No, I agree with you. After I've seen it some times, but it's always difficult. But I think my thing is thought it's okay with the yellow card. Of course he just ripped him down, but he was over in the right side, and there was two defenders near the goal. So it was okay with the yellow card.
And what's your, as a Danish Newcastle fan, what has been your greatest moments as a fan?
In my all-time, it's difficult. I think it's difficult. There's a lot of good memories, bad as well, of course. But I think the 3-2 against Barcelona in the Champions League in in '97 is still the biggest game, and it's absolutely the biggest game I ever seen. Yeah, I think that's a game.
Yeah, I can remember that very well. I mean, Aspila, absolutely amazing, that day. And I tell you what, I mean, it's called a Tino special, and it was a Tino special. I saw that, watched that game, didn't go live. I watched it on on the video of that as well, sort of on video. And he was amazing, absolutely amazing that day. DVD as
him
well.
and Gillespie were
What a crossfire Gillespie, by the way. Saw him yesterday. I saw John Beresford yesterday as well. So I will post it out there as well. Ask him a couple of questions. Check it out as well. Isak 23 doing bits, Tonali 23 doing bits, Botman 23 rock solid. We're not all to have class at our fingertips, but that class is all going to get better. Jimmy, I've got to have to agree with you, man. Do you agree with that one, Lassie?
Totally agree. They have how mature they are in that kind of age is brilliant, and if they can stay humble and just fight for the team like they do right now, I think we have such a bright future. And I'm really it's fantastic to have those kinds of young players in our squad.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't need to buy Neymar or Mbappe.
No.
You don't want to have players like Newcastle United because it's just upset the team, upset the team spirit as well. We just go for players who's going to come in and fit in really, really well. Dan Ashworth, since he's come in, right, he's done a fantastic job getting all these players in.
He's doing a fantastic job, and you can see it on the reserves team and all the young players that we're signing. It really looks good, and I saw the reserves were beating Southampton. Was it 5-2 after we're 2-0 down here this afternoon? And it looks like that. And right now, when I saw the preseason and saw how, like I mentioned earlier, that Alex Murphy, Lewis Miley, those players, Parkinson. When I see the reserve team now, it looks more bright, the future there, and those players have stepped up and making a bigger impact now, and I know they're close to the first team. So I think it's going down into the reserves because everyone wants to be a part of the first team right now, and I don't think the gap is that big for like Lewis Miley to sit on the bench. Or Alex Murphy, they can sit on the bench next week, and so they're going to fight all that they can. And
absolutely.
And Dan Ashworth is he's doing a fantastic job, and I just feel comfortable about the signings. Either it doesn't. Sometimes, like I mentioned with Diaby, he's a bigger name than Harvey Barnes, but I just trust Dan Ashworth if he wants to put the money on Harvey Barnes instead of Diaby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't want to argue with that, because he knows how the players are and which type of player we want. So, and he did the same in Brighton, and you can take the hat off and just say, well, we have to trust this guy.
100%, 100% there. I mean, you're absolutely perfect what you say as well. I mean, end of the day, we looked after Musa Diaby for a year. It's the fans' choice, but it's not the owner's choice, yeah? That's why they don't say anything. You touch on that. Do you think, in your honest opinion, they don't go about their business quietly? Do you feel that's the right way to go about it?
I think
should they tell us everything?
I think I really like that there's not so many rumors about players, and the owners doesn't come out and say anything about players connected to us. It's suddenly just a name come on, and then we sign the player, and that's it. All the rumors about Slobosai, Diaby, you can name everyone. I've done that. Of course, we're interested, but if we wanted them, then we could have taken them from from Villa, and I don't know Slobosai, but yeah, I like the way they handle the media and all the rumors about players, because it's difficult, especially when we had that amount of money right now with those owners, and it's nice that I don't want to read all the rumors, because you'll get crazy to read about every star name around all the big clubs. So I don't want to read that anymore. I just I wait until I can have something concrete on the table.
That's fair comment. Fair enough. Perfect point, Lasse, if they say humba, amen, bro. The common team ethic will stop people thinking they are bigger than the club, in my opinion. You're absolutely right. Totally agree there, Leslie. And Lasse, I think you spoke about it, touched on it. Is there any players in Denmark, Newcastle, should be looking at? We touched on Joachim Andersen, but is there any young talent in Denmark Newcastle United should be looking at?
It's of course, there's a lot of good young players, but they also have of course, we don't have to get a young center midfielder right now when we got so many good players. Of course, you said Højlund, who's going to Manchester United, it's off right now. I think we have Andreas Olsen, who plays in Club Brugge in Belgium right now, is a fantastic player who can score goals, and he's fast on the feet. He could be a big supplement to Almiron on the right side. We have a good under 21, but I don't know right now if we don't. I don't think we have all who can play in the starting lineup or fight for it right now. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Mele was a good left defender, but he's just up to Wolfsburg here yesterday. So I would like to have seen him in a left back, because he's good offensive. But yeah.
Fair enough.
It shouldn't be that, but Joachim Andersen would be a very good signing. Yeah.
And what about Minte plays at Odense? I don't know if you'd be watching this guy play in Denmark. I mean,
I saw some games. He's fast on his feet, and he's good, but I don't know if he's good enough. It's only a half a year he was in Denmark, so it's difficult to say how his level is. He looks good in some games, but he haven't played that much. So but it looks like he's playing some good games in Feyenoord, and got his goals. And you can say 5 million quid. It's okay if it doesn't. If it's not a success, we can sell him for the same amount, no problem. So it's a quite good investment, and we'll get our money back on him. That's for sure. But I think it's good, and what I see in those games he's played is he looks good and fast, and he got the determination to fight. He knows I think he's from Gambia. His family's poor, and all those things he said in the interviews. I saw a documentary from Odense where he was bought, where they have followed him from the time they bought him in Gambia, and he really wants to fight for his family and make a good character. He really wanted this. He wants to be professional. He wants to succeed. So I think that's the way that's the way he's going to perform, and got the success with that mental.
Cool stuff. Let's watch. I'll be getting a Dutch fan. He watches this guy's Feyenoord fan, so I'll probably do a content with him very, very soon on the Minte report as well. Bigger name maybe, but you can't argue with Harvey's technical ability and goal sense. He drives direct, and so far makes a perfect choice, 100%. Everyone's heard from JB. Got no idea where he is, but I hope he's okay. John, big up. What a fantastic win for you yesterday. And that's from Arsenal since 1987. Big up to you, mate. And good win for you yesterday as well. And Ketias got goals as well. Big up to Eddie. And everyone's chatting about Alan and JK. Is it JB as well? JK as well. Hope he is absolutely fine. So we got Manchester City next week. We touched on that as well. And we should be seeing them at all whatsoever. But look, if you look at, as I said, tonight, he's going to be a fantastic player. What's happened to Bruno Guimaraes? What has happened to him? It's just not been the same Bruno this season. He's not had a good pre-season. It hasn't been the same yesterday. But what's gone wrong with him? Is it because he's taking too long on the ball now?
I think he's the same person, the same player, and the same quality. But I just think the focus has switched to Tonali and all the new players. So I just think he's just fit in and do his job. And I think it's nice to see that all the focus is away from him, so he can play his football, because I think he was brilliant last night, and see how his determination and his passion for the club is amazing. So I think he's the same player, and he's at the same level that's last year. So I don't think he's worse or better. I think he's on the same level. But yeah, like I said, just new players has come in and a new focused. So I think he will fit perfect with Tonali and Joe in the midfield.
Yeah, well, let's hope that he gets back in. I mean, he was a pin-up boy for us last season, but now like Tonali's overtaking them at this moment in time. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who it is, as long as they perform every week. Let's go. A quick shout out to the Austin Matildas. Should be a great semi-finals against the Lioness. Good luck to you peeps in the UK, but I'm praying for an Aussie win. Jim, I know you say that, but listen, at the end of the day, right, that should be a cracking game, and I hope that we'll see the day. So we're having a good time in the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Let's hope we'll see the day as well. Should be a cracking game, and we'll see how it is from there. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you look at touch on players as well. Callum Wilson. I mean, you must be a big fan of Callum Wilson.
Yeah, he's amazing in the box, and yeah, you can just put the ball to him, and then he put it, in the net. So I like the way he's the whole person behind. He's just motivated, and he just wants to score goals and doesn't complain about anything. And it's sad to see him on the bench, because it would be nice to see him and and Isak together on the top. But yeah, it's a difficult choice for Eddie Howe to select between those two, because I think Isak is the better striker for the system and the way we play. But of course, it might be difficult to put him on the bench when you know how good he is in the box and in the play-up. But I really like him, and of course he will get his chances. And we have 2 cup competitions and the Champions League, and I think when we play the smaller clubs in the league, he will play with 2 strikers in the squad. So I think we'll have them together too. I think this game against Aston Villa we have to be sure that we didn't get caught in the counterattacks by Villa. So I think it was more to have a stronger midfield, that we only play with 1 striker there. But I think, of course, against City, Liverpool, maybe it's also Isak on the top, and then they can put Wilson on in the second half. Understand that. But of course, when we play Forest, Luton, some of the small clubs, I would like to see both on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah, Absolutely. I mean, look, we need the strongest team out, and hopefully we get a win as well. And yeah, I love Callum Wilson. I mean, I thought he was finished last season, but no, 18 goals, got us Champions League as well. So I'm a massive fan of him, massive fan. Wilson,
really
the Fox in the
impressive.
box, he is half as stiff as all his need. Bruno for me is protecting his ankle and it's affecting his gameplay. As from Alan and Leslie saying that they were targeting him yesterday as well. That is the thing. But if it ain't right, then do you think he should just take a few weeks out and get his ankle sorted out, maybe? So, and give Elliot Anderson a chance?
Maybe a Longstaff could play too, but
Agree.
I thought he looks. I didn't saw that angle yesterday, and I didn't think that it was anything that was hurting him. He looks fine to me yesterday. I didn't throw anything, but if it's, of course, if he's injured, he shouldn't be playing. But I don't think it's that bad when Howe playing for 80 minutes. So
yeah,
I think it's just a small knock or something.
Fantastic. You look at the next 3 games we've got, and I've got one for hi to Jez. Big up Jez. Hope you're fine. And he's a big Arsenal fan. Do check him out on another content of League Gunner. I tell you what, he does not suffer fools at all whatsoever when they get beat. You know when they get beat? Oh, he'd have you for breakfast as well. And he says how it is. He's a proper gooner. Big up to you, Jez. And hi to Jolly. How are we doing, man? You great? And I hope we have a good day and a good Sunday as well. Yeah, just if we look at it, right? I mean, we touched on it quite a lot at Newcastle as well. I mean, look, if you go to the transfer window, can you see any more players coming in? A left back, a defender, and a striker. Can any of those coming in?
It sounds on Eddie Howe that we're close to one player, and I think the left back is the main target. I hope it's. I would love to see a Theo Hernandez from AC Milan. Would be a perfect player for us, and he knows Tonali, and it would be So I hope for especially a left back, because I think that's the main thing. But of course, the center back, I'm not quite. Lascelles is a great player, and he gave us the depth in the squad, and he can play in some cup games and that. But he's too slow, and I'm nervous every time he plays in the defense. So I would like to have another one, Joachim Andersen. I think they talked about a player from, was it a German? I read it earlier today. I think it was a player from Leverkusen, a center defender, a French center defender.
Oh man. Yeah, come to me.
Yeah, I read it earlier this day, but a defender with more speed and more. Yeah, we need that.
Yes, we do. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, Tomari be good. Tomari good for AC Milan. He's got speed at the back as well. We definitely need speed at the back as well. Tap Source out is the one I want for Leverkusen. That guy is absolutely fantastic. He really is.
Yeah.
Tap Source at Leverkusen. It'll be a lot of money. 40 to 50 million quid it'll cost as well. And he's got a market value around about 25, but it'd be a lot more than that as well. We just touched on Jez as well. Facts, John. I says it as I see it. Absolutely. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? Say it how it is and don't suffer fools as well. Simple as that. Thank you, Jez, for that one, my guy. Early start for me. Having a great night, fam. I'm off to bed. Love you all. We'll watch the rest on me break. Great show as always, John. Howie, the lads and lasses. Jimmy, thank you so much for another super chat as well. Nearly £8 Australian dollars. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Jess saying hi to Les. It sure was. I mean, we were fantastic yesterday from minute 1 to 90, apart from that goal conceded. And there you go. And what do you think of the Arsenal game? Les is asking Jez, what does he Jez about the Arsenal game, and he will tell you straight as well. 5 years from now, Newcastle will be the biggest supported team in Denmark. All the kids will want Newcastle strips. Lads, take it away, man. Take it on, mate.
It's I would like that, but I think it's going to be some hard work because in Denmark it's Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, or almost everyone. But so we can fight to be number 3. I think that's the most possible goal in Denmark. But there's a lot of Manchester United and Liverpool, so that's, I would say, almost impossible to get to that level in Denmark. But of course, if we sign, we have to sign some big players like Neymar or Mbappe and all those players. But I don't think that's possible, and I don't think it's the way they're going to succeed at this club. They want to buy. I don't say unknown players, but the players who fit in and not by the name. So I think all the members and all the supporters, and if we want to get some new in Denmark, we have to do it that way, because Tonali and those players we're not getting that kind of media interest. So but we're fighting to be the 4th biggest in Denmark, and then if we can get bigger in England, that's perfect.
Yeah, totally agree, man. Totally agree. I was in Ellsberg, and Liverpool were the biggest supported English club. I think they're the biggest English club in Denmark. Liverpool, Man United, gotta be.
In Denmark, we have a lot of fans who follow Liverpool when Jan Mølby and all those players were there in the 80s. So that's the reason they have so many fans right now. Liverpool, and of course Peter Schmeichel and those players is the main reason why United have so many young Danish supporters. So it's we have to sign some Danish players, a good young player. I don't think the Joachim Andersen, if we sign him, of course we will get some new supporters and those, but I think it's more in the media and the games they're showing in tele that it would. But we have to. It should be a Højlund or we don't have those big names in Denmark right now on the national team. We have a fantastic, just like Newcastle, I would say, a solid squad who fights for the country, but we don't have the big names. We have, of course, Højbjerg in Tottenham and those kind of players, but it's not the players that will get so many new supporters. But for the call, when we compete in the Champions League, and that will be more focused on media and on Newcastle. Of course, there will come some new fans. So
we get some young Danish talent in Newcastle. Favoring Newcastle, that's the only way. And winning trophies and winning the league and winning Europa League, Champions League as well. And then maybe is it Joe? Way above.
Exactly.
Way above. True. It's all about getting the right place at the right time. And Jez as well, Chancellor Leslie, not the greatest starting to line up and mad subs again. Arteta will be his own downfall this season if he keeps tinkering with lineups like this. And I'll be honest, I also bottled it last season, and I think Jez can agree they completely bottled it. How can you go 8 points clear going to Anfield, 2 goals up, right? 2 goals up against West Ham, and then not only that, Man City won the league without kicking the ball when also got beat off Forest. Unbelievable. And Arteta's got to get it right. Why not have a show with supporters in the Premier League who are in Europe and fighting for a European place, but not Liverpool? That's a good thing, Alan. I will do. When you get Champions League, which we've got, right? So whoever we get in the draw, they're going to try and get that fan in each of them as well. That'd be fantastic. And I will do that, Alan. So keep your eyes peeled for that, mate. I don't feel don't get the feeling Arteta's trusted. Strange given where he got used last season. You know what it is, right? I mean, he's given £500 million, could be more than that, and he still can't win you a title. That is appalling. And he's too arrogant. The fan base will turn. He must win big this season, or he is gone. I could have to kind of agree with that one as well.
But I don't think he will be gone if they don't win the league. I think they trust him, and I think, of course, they bought some expensive players, but when you have Man City and those big clubs, I think they will accept that they don't win the league. But of course, when they spend that money on Declan Rice and Havertz, and they expect to win the league, but it's difficult, and they don't have the depth in the squad like City had. But of course, they have some good players and quality, and they will for sure end in the top 3. But it's close in the top, and the injuries, the European success, and all those stuff. It's also a thing. How you end in the league, or if you win it.
I tell you what though, if he 8 points clear, right, and Newcastle didn't win the league after 8 points clear, do you think Newcastle will bottle it? Do you think we'll bottle it? Because to me, I think we would. If it's an Arsenal position and we did what Arsenal done, we'd bottle it. Do you think Newcastle will do the same? Do you think we call us bottle us?
It's a tricky question. It compares to it's of course if we lose every game 2-3-0 and just been horrible, then of course we have to react and do something. But if we have a lot of injuries and play well, but throw it away in the last minute, maybe we accept it. I I have to go with that, but it's a difficult question.
Fair enough.
And of course, if you lose to Liverpool, it would be worse. But if you lose to Luton in the last game, and that could be, then it would be,
I know. I tell you, if it was 8 points clear going for the title, and we end up losing by 5 points, that is a 13-point swing. I would absolutely. I'd be upset. I'd be too upset. Spent 620 million Arteta, and for he's got to win a title or he goes. I'm gonna have to kind of agree. So I was late in the chat, and possibly you've already answered this one, but there's a specific bar in Denmark where the Newcastle supporters watch the games. You know where that pub is?
We have a bar. I live in a small town with around 40,000 people, so that's a small town. But we have a bar called Upperhill there. But in Copenhagen, we work with a bar in Vesterbro called the Globe. That's where we meet Newcastle fans. So I think the possibility is more Copenhagen. So the Globe is a nice place to watch some football and meet other Newcastle fans.
Yeah, good answer. There you go. And got one here from Jez. Love this channel. Newcastle are a great team in my view, plus the best city, and to have a night, great fun. Jez, we love you, my guy. And thank you very much for your kind words, man. Honestly, and let's hope Newcastle and Arsenal battle it out for the title, and that will be something else. And listen, just got one more question for you as well. And for those who missed it, where do you think Newcastle's going to finish at the end of the season? For those who missed it,
I say number 3, the third place. Third place. I think City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and then probably United 4. Yeah.
That's all I'll go with. Those 4, and I think that'd be brilliant. And then, whether I tell you what, Newcastle gets Champions League again this season, that'd be amazing, absolutely amazing. And let's say thanks to Jez. Cheers, Arsenal history. It's Jez as well, and third for me. And that'd be brilliant. Third for Newcastle. I think for me this season, it's hard between Arsenal and Man City. That would be those two to battle it out. But we'll see what happens. But for everyone, it'd be Arsenal. But we'll see what happens. That's going to be it then, Lasse, mate. And thank you so much for coming on the Global Mags. And before I let you go, I mean, did you enjoy coming on my show?
It was nice to talk to you and have a good conversation. And yeah, I'm ready another time. So I hope you understand my English.
No,
you know, when you don't have a manus and you don't know the questions, and
it is.
So yeah, sometimes it's difficult to express yourself in the way you want, and so yeah. But it was fun to be on, and yeah, I'm ready another time. So just write another time.
Fantastic. I've missed Leslie's comments as well. With Eddie Howe at the helm, I don't really get a repeat of the Keegan years. I don't think you will. And bottle it not under Eddie Howe. I don't think you're going to bottle it anyway, but there you go. But if you can get in the top, we got 8 points clear. I hope that gets us a title, but we should see what happens. But got one, and thanks very much, Lasse. Your English is great. And we've got one here from Great Show. Thank you, Alan. Thank you again, Jez. The Carabao Cup. Fancy in the FA Cup, one of the two. I take any cup.
Yeah.
And thank you again. And also as well, hi to you, Jabba Jabba. So that's going to be it, guys. And thanks for watching Global Mags. And also, where can we find you, Lasse? Where can you find you? So about me voice is croaky today because I've been shouting yesterday. So I do apologize. Give it a go. Where can we find you?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Sorry. I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Where can we find you where can we find you on your socials and that? Can we find you on Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah, here on Twitter. I write on my username. Right on Lasse Toon 83. It's my user here on Twitter. So follow, please.
Fantastic. So do check him out as well, and the link's in the description there as well. Do follow him on Twitter, and I'll be back again. A good live show one day in the week, but I'm going to let you guys know where I'm going to do it. But if not, it'll definitely be next Sunday, 110%. And I'll be doing little clips as well. I'm going to do the player ratings. I'm also going to do the 5 takeaways. That's all recorded off during the day, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Also, the stadium tours I've done. The fan cams I've also done as well. Lots of things as well on my channel as well. So got one here from Jez again. Bye to you, Jez. Thank you for joining me, sure. And thanks for chat. Like, subscribe, and as always, always the mag.